Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Waiting for more to join. Just a few more minutes. We are happy to see that more than 160 participants have joined this webinar. We're very happy to have you here. Give us one more minute. Hello again, if you just joined, welcome to our webinar. We are waiting for a few more participants to join, but we are happy that more than 160 participants have decided to join this webinar. We are happy to have you here. Hello again, and hi everyone. My name is Manu Nguéyanouba. I am the head of the Better Mining and RCS Global Group Upstream Mechanism program. I'm based in Goma, and I will be the moderator of the webinar this evening. I joined Better Mining about a year ago, but I have more than 10 years of experience in the responsible mineral sourcing sector in DRC and Rwanda, mainly supporting the initial efforts by the DRC government and DRC mining stakeholders in the co-creation and implementation of conflict-free supply chains for treaty minerals, leading to the certification and validation of treaty mineral export. I welcome back our existing Better Mining supporters. Very warm welcome to you if you are new to Better Mining, or if you are attending our webinar for the first time, or if you are just here because you are curious about our work in support of responsible mineral sourcing. We are happy to have you join this conversation. I also see my RCS Global colleagues from other units and our SLR consulting colleagues attending this webinar. Thank you all for your attendance. Before we start, here are a few housekeeping rules. The webinar is being recorded and it will be sent to the attendees to revisit. The chat Q&A section will not be recorded. Participant mics are muted to prevent noise pollution risks. You will be able to ask questions and we will discuss those in the last 15 minutes at the end of the sessions. This afternoon, we are joined, of course, by my dear and proud Better Mining colleagues, Carolyne and Lucien, to share more details of our services. We will also hear from two of our supporters, Celia and Eric, who will share insight into the work we deliver to support, in support of their work in DRC. Celia is the ESG Superintendent at CMOC-TFM, and she's based in Fungurume in DRC, like myself. CMOC-TFM is the world's second largest cobalt mining company and a key supporter of RCS Global and Better Mining. Also working with our RCS Global Group Consult and MAP unit colleagues. Thank you both for joining, Celia and Eric, who I also present next. Eric is the ESG Manager at Tantalex Lithium Resources. He is currently joining us from Antananarivo, Madagascar, but is normally based in Canada. Tantalex started work with Better Mining earlier this year, and we are very excited about what is to come in a long-term collaboration. Welcome to the webinar, Eric. Thanks again, Celia, Eric, Lucien, and Carolyne. Before we dive deep into the webinar, I would like to briefly present Better Mining. For those of you who are new to Better Mining, you probably have questions about what is it that we do, where we are located, what are the type of services that we offer. Well, we are a proven, credible, and responsible mineral initiative recognized upstream mechanism. first. We are also currently present in DRC, as I mentioned, because I'm myself based in Goma, from where I'm joining this webinar. We are present in DRC, supporting ASM and LSM companies to demonstrate compliance with various responsible mineral policies, including but not limited to the OECD due diligence guidance for responsible supply chain from conflict-affected and high-risk areas, particularly in responsible sourcing of treaty, cobalt, and copper minerals. Our passionate and expert team assists companies from all tiers of the global supply chain to identify their suppliers, trace their raw materials, build capacity, and risk mitigation to improve local conditions and relationship with local communities with a fully established presence on ASM minerals and relationship with key local stakeholders and cooperatives. Today, the focus of this webinar is on presenting the lesser known services of better mining. And then as you can see, the title of the webinar is Beyond the Upstream Mechanism, Better Mining's Impact Throughout the Supply Chain. We have often been the silent expert and have noticed that a lot of our core work has not been properly understood, especially regarding what we offer beyond the upstream mechanism services for treaty ASM mineral sourcing. During our recent impact report webinar held last June, we have received, for instance, questions related to supply chain mapping type of services for LSM companies, or what does it take to set up a conflict-free supply chain on ASM mine sites in these conflict-affected and high-risk areas, or how to obtain documentation for setting up a mining operation in an area defined as conflict and high-risk areas, conflict-affected and high-risk areas. All these questions represent also different type of services that Better Mining offer to large-scale mining companies, but they are usually gone untold or not told enough from my understanding. And that's why we are happy that Tantalex Lithium Resources has happily accepted to join this webinar and share the experience in the various services they benefit from Better Mining, particularly to set up a conflict-free mineral supply chain, aiming at sourcing conflict-free tantalum in southern DRC. Secondly, we are also happy to have CMOC-TFM as a panelist to share their experience on how Better Mining supported their efforts in undertaking ASM-related ESG risk assessment, with a particular focus on their impact in their operations. Celia from CMOC-TFM will touch base on how our various services allow the TFM to understand and demonstrate efforts to ESG risk mitigation and risk management in the cobalt LSM concession in southern DRC. I'm sure you will leave this session today more informed and understand that we are more than providing upstream mechanism services leading to supporting companies in these countries for export validation of treaty minerals. And so please get in touch with us to speak on other services that you find out today, if you don't know them yet, that are new to you, that Better Mining offers beyond upstream mechanism services. I will now invite my colleague Carolyne to walk you through a more detailed presentation of Better Mining services and offerings. Carolyne, please take it away.
Thank you, Manu. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carolyne Clermont, project manager in the RCS Global Better Mining team. I joined this team in May 2022, and I've mostly been involved with projects relating to tin, tantalum, and tungsten, also called the 3 Ts, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I am calling today from Paris, as we are an international team. For those of you who are not familiar with our work, Better Mining is part of RCS Global, a company with 4 business units, helping our partners in every stage of their responsible sourcing journey. We are very proud to state that our biggest strength at RCS Global is our collaboration with the other business units in the services we offer to our clients. You can see on this slide these other units and what they do. RCS Global as a whole is able to support our clients with a holistic package of services to assist on all steps of your responsible sourcing journey, with expert knowledge built over more than 15 years in the industry. The knowledge shared between our team of over 100 people across all continents is like no other. From China, the DRC, Europe, and now counting with even more support and expertise from our parent company, SLR. Now, turning back a little bit to Better Mining, we, Better Mining, provide a range of services to our clients. And to make it more concrete, I'm going to list a few now. We conduct supply chain assessments, also called supply chain evaluations, to demonstrate the level of compliance of identified supply chains with international standards, including the OECD due diligence guidance. We provide monitoring and traceability services to mine sites to ensure that they are compliant with responsible sourcing standards. We provide trainings in due diligence and other governance topics in the ASM sector to multiple actors, including government officials, cooperatives, and local exporters. We support stakeholders in the qualification and validation of mine sites as conflict-free and free from serious human rights abuses in accordance with the ICGLR criteria. And as the last example of our work, we conduct studies to identify challenges and propose ways out of the various crises that may exist between ASM and LSM activities, ASM and community members, and LSM and community members. I will let my colleague Lucien guide you later on these services. Now let's talk a little bit about our impact, our benefits, and why we make a difference. The impact of Better Mining and what we aim to achieve with our corrective action approach, trainings, and awareness building sessions is to have a lasting impact and essentially to make our work redundant. The sustainability of the program is through building local capacity towards self-monitoring, risk mitigation ownership, and proactive mitigation rather than risk management. It is not about putting plasters on issue with immediate short-term solutions, but more about addressing the root causes that require more time to achieve, but with long-lasting effects. The impact can be seen in our impact report that was published in April. Some of the data highlights are up here on this slide, but most of our impact can be best understood via case studies and is not easily quantifiable. Now, I'd like to highlight that we do not work alone or in silos. Our work is impacted by regional and political contexts, and our abilities are heightened by collaborations with development and technical partners, such as UNICEF, the GIZ, the RMI, the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the United States Department of Labor, and the United States Agency for International Development. RCS Global is fundraising to support the further scaling of Better Mining in 2024. And with the support of the downstream, midstream, and upstream, we can scale on our ability to fight the main risks of artisanal mining, such as child labor and poor health and safety conditions. We're very proud of what we have achieved to this day, and quotes like the one from Mr. Ilunga on the slide make the team smile. But we know that we can achieve much more. And at the end of the webinar, Manu will take you through our objectives for 2024 in more depth. Thank you, Manu. I give the floor back to you.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, everyone, for continuing to support Better Mining. The presentation from Caroline kind of provide the background of the effort and different steps by Better Mining to support companies in their effort to source responsible treaty minerals, which will be reflected by Tantalex in their presentation next. But also our colleague from DRC, Lucien, who is based in Kolwezi, will walk you through some more details because I've seen that many participants in this webinar are new to the Better Mining services. So please, Lucien, take it away.
Thanks, Manu, for giving us the floor. Hi, everyone. I'm Lucien Bahimba. I'm talking to you from Kolwezi in DRC. In RCS Global Better Mining teams, I'm in charge of stakeholders engagement and audit manager. Soon I will get 8 years working with RCS Global. I'm a lawyer by training, but I have more than 12 years experience in governance of ASM money. I have good knowledge of mining provinces in DRC as well as players. My presentation for today will be focused on the contribution made by Better Mining in supporting implementation of due diligence in ASM mindset by stakeholders. As you know more than me, any project can not have the chance to be implemented in the area if you don't get yet authorization from the state authorities at national and provincial level. In this case, RCS Global has an agreement with the National Minister of Mine, Ministère National de Mines. RCS Global has also an agreement with each cooperative where the due diligence is implemented. Yeah, regarding the requirement of the step 1 of OECD due diligence guidance, as my colleague Caroline said before, Better Mining starts with a supply chain evaluation. The objective of this assessment is to identify the level of compliance of the mine site and the cooperative. At the same time, we done also the KYC of the cooperative, know your company. If the assessment shows that the cooperative or exporter doesn't have good management system, which is often the case, Better Mining provide technical support to the cooperative to put in place various policies. In practice, the technical support is in implementing a conduct of code of conduct, which we call Code de conduite au règlement intérieur d'une société coopérative. The technical support in implementing also some policies regarding non-tolerance of child labor, money laundering, corruption, environmental management. Those are kind of support Better Mining give to the stakeholders regarding the step 1 of OECD due diligence guidance. Regarding the requirement of the step 2, RCS Global start with training of stakeholders, ASM mining legislation, and the content of the monitoring. So stakeholders must know what kind of information monitors will be collecting every day on the supply chain. It can be on the mine site, it can be on the village, it can be along the roads, and so on. Better mining monitors are permanently deployed Monday to Friday in the mine sites to collect incidents. They collect also contextual information and report on the progress of corrective actions. For this, they use a smartphone which contains an application. Regarding the requirement of the step 3, incidents collected by monitor are analyzed by RCS better mining experts and translated into risk in order to suggest corrective actions. An incident can produce a risk that may be low, moderate, or high. One or more corrective actions are suggested to address the risk. We can also have incidents that lead to a critical breach situation. Yeah, in practice, how the CAPS meetings are organized on the file. Yeah, CAPS meetings are prepared by and finalized at the end of the month, and CAPS meetings are prepared at the beginning of the following month. In the meeting, incidents collected during the last month are shared to stakeholders. A better mining team communicates the risk generated by this incident. Discussion of corrective action that need to be put in place follows. Yeah. Regarding also the requirement of the step 4, as Manu said before, when a third-party audit is deployed on the mine site where we operate, better mining team can support them with some logistical preparation, can support on language tradition during the audits. Also, the monitor who is on the mine site can answer the auditor's questions with complete transparency. And regarding the fifth step, regarding the requirement of due diligence guidance, the companies that use services provided by better mining can use also all data, all information to prepare the annual report of implementing of due diligence. Thanks, Manu. I give the floor back to you.
Thank you, Lucien, for taking us into the technical aspect of better mining support to companies in the DRC and Rwanda. Now, I would like to give the floor to Eric from Tantalex to kind of share the experience with you so you understand better in reality the services that better mining offers, especially in the upstream mechanism services type of work that we do in the DRC and Rwanda. Thank you, Eric, again, and please take it away.
Thank you, Manu, and greetings to all participants. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. Yes, I'm the ESG Manager for Tantalex, currently busy with the commissioning of our Titan project in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So first of all, what's Tantalex and what's the Titan project? Tantalex Lithium Resources is a Canadian junior exploration company listed on the Canadian Securities Exchange, the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and the OTCQB venture market in the US. The company is focused on developing lithium projects in Africa, producing lithium, tantalum, and tin. Our Titan project now is certainly one of the most modern factories in the DRC for the processing of cassiterite and alluvial coltan. It's located approximately 60 kilometers north of Lubumbashi, with a deposit spanning over both the Olomami and the Tanganyika provinces. A production capacity of 130 tons an hour allows for 1,440 tons a year of tin concentrate, and also for 240 tons per year of tantalum concentrate. The Titan project is operated by a joint venture named United Communières, happening between Tantalex and the Congolese state-run company, the Communières SA, and also relies on significant foreign investments. Titan is also known in the area to be very focused on respect for communities and all stakeholders. Now, what about our connection with RCS Global and Better Mining? Well, as a Canadian junior exploration company, we decided at an early stage to consider artisanal and small-scale mining, or ASM, as a priority risk. First, we wish to start off on the right foot, I would say, from the standpoints of social license to operate and sustainable community development. Second, we intuitively knew that the best strategy was to not oppose ASM or turn it a blind eye, but rather to transform it into an opportunity over and beyond even peaceful coexistence with ASM workers. Third, ASM management is an area that has evolved a lot in recent years, along with new international and continental guidelines or standards. The best course of action thus seemed for us to seek support from experts in this particular field. So Tantalex first contracted RCS Global in January 2023 to conduct a supply chain evaluation of its newly acquired 3T concession in southeastern DRC. So we soon came to understand that improving artisanal miners' conditions was truly the name of the game. Tantalex decided to allow artisanal miners at a dedicated location on its concession, but we had very limited knowledge as to how to manage and achieve this cohabitation. In order to formalize this ASM activity and to ensure these minerals would gain undisputed access to international markets, Better Mining recommended several steps. The first one being to establish a cooperative that would oversee the work of artisanal miners and be a key stakeholder to engage with on formalizing the artisanal sector. A second recommendation was to obtain a blue qualification. A blue qualification under the ICGLR framework, meaning the International Conference of the Great Lakes region. So let me give a bit more explanation on this. According to international standards and guidelines, minerals extracted using artisanal techniques in the DRC must originate from mine sites that do not directly or indirectly provide support to non-state armed groups and or public or private security forces engaged in illegal activity and or serious human rights abuses. So one tool used here is the regional certification mechanism from the ICGLR, under which mine sites must be evaluated to obtain a green qualification, allowing access to international markets. A temporary blue qualification was introduced to allow for mine sites such as ours to speed up the process of obtaining this green qualification without cutting corners on compliance with international standards. So for everyone listening, Tantalex had limited knowledge as to how to engage with national and provincial authorities over this issue. You know, like whom to send, what kind of letter to, in which sequence, and using the proper wording for them. So we entrusted Better Mining to outline and lead the process with our support whenever and wherever needed. Better Mining has engaged on multiple occasions and in multiple locations with all required authorities, may it be the Congolese Technical Services like the CMAP or the Division des Mines, or the provincial governorates or the Ministry of Mines. And by the way, we're very hopeful that in the coming days, the final report to be submitted as part of this process will reach the Office of the National Ministry of Mines. As a reminder, the final step would lead to a blue qualification under the ICGLR Regional Certification Mechanism. As a side note, it was also the first time authorities from the Tanganyika and the Olomami provinces were engaging on such a process. I would also like to stress that Better Mining's expertise in leading discussions with authorities has been key as we moved towards our first export from our mechanized Titan plant. You know that this mechanized part is separate from the artisanal I've just mentioned. As most of you may already know, under Congolese law, authorities are key stakeholders in implementing traceability of minerals from the point of origin to the point of export. We at Tantalex face the situation where our concession sits in two provinces. These unusual circumstances have led to misunderstandings on the side of the authorities. Today, Better Mining is once again proving to be an important ally in facilitating discussions with them and also making progress towards the full implementation of traceability in our concession. So finally, Better Mining has started monitoring risks on our Titan site. We've had 2 Better Mining staff members on site since August who record risk-related information on a daily basis. We look forward to our first monthly risk mitigation meeting and corrective action plan coming up this month to ensure Tantalex sourcing activities are free from conflicts, free from human and labor rights abuses, and free from unacceptable health and safety hazards. Over to you, Manu.
Thank you very much, Eric, for the details that you provided to help different participants here in the webinar to understand the complexities of the work that Better Mining does to help off-takers. Usually people don't understand that it's not that simple. And speaking on our behalf in giving details on different steps and different services that we provide to your company to make sure that you align both with national policies, regional policies, and international policies, aiming at exporting conflict-free tantalum in the region is very much appreciated. I hope that participants in this room have more questions to go deep in details, as maybe this is not the place to answer all technical questions. Please keep dropping questions in the Q&A, and we will answer those that can be answered here. And those that need deeper conversation, we will take them away and contact you bilaterally. Now I will turn to CMOC-TFM to bring in Celia, who will be walking us through a not so known, not so traditional Better Mining services. That is a different type of service than the Upstream Mechanism services. Celia, thank you for being here, and please take it away.
Thank you, Manu. Thanks. Hello, everyone. I'm Celia. I'm the ESG Superintendent of CMOC-TFM Tengfeng Gourmet Mining. So it's my pleasure to be here and briefly take you through our collaboration with RCS Global and the Better Mining team. Actually, CMOC and its trading entity IXM have been supporting better mining initiatives since 2021. CMOC as an international mining company and IXM as one of the most important global metal traders, supporting improvement of the ESG practice of the legitimate ASM in the mineral supply chain. It's very important for us to fulfill our social responsibility to meet the marketing expectations and also for the operation and reputation of the company. So, and for TFM, we do think Better Mining team has the expertise to provide us with practical measures to manage the illegal ASM-related risks on our concession. So for TFM, ASM is a very big challenge for us, for our operation in surrounding communities. The illegal ASM activities in and around our concession has brought many risks to our operation, to the environment, to the local communities, and also to the overall governance. So, for example, our communities have been complaining that the water pollution due to the ASM washing mineral in the local rivers, and even one case is that our community members complaining that the water pipeline built by TFM for them was diverted to by the illegal miners to wash the minerals. This, of course, there are other issues like increase of criminality and also increase of violences in the local community. So in order to address these challenges and risks, we need to further and systematically understand this problem, like the scope of the issue, the root causes, the economic drives, and the risk levels and the impacts. So we can develop a holistic and multifaceted strategy for long-term management of the risks. So that's the purpose. So we communicated the challenges and our needs with the RCS Global and its Better Mining team back in September 2022. That's last year. And afterwards, they developed a program proposal. We had a few discussions to finalize the proposal. To ensure the work would be able to meet the needs and objectives, which is basically to develop and build a holistic strategy and plan on illegal ASM risk management. So the key deliverable of this program includes a baseline study to understand the issue, a policy with our commitment and position to manage the related risks, and also a risk management plan and related procedures to implement, to help implement the plan. So here I would like to elaborate a little bit more regarding the baseline study. It's very important. It served as a reference point for everything we have built afterwards in terms of the ASM risk management. It helped us to essentially understand the risks and informed the development of our policies, plans, and procedures. The actual online baseline study took around 2 weeks in January this year. I think around 6 of the Better Mining colleagues come on site to visit the TFM concession and our operations and the mining pits where the ASM activities occurs. And also our Better Mining colleagues also spend quite a lot of efforts to conduct focus group interviews with various stakeholders, including internal stakeholders within TFM, our various departments who are affected by the ASM activities, and also external stakeholders who are directly or indirectly involved or affected by the ASM mining activities, like the mostly the local communities, the chiefs, the civil society, and the different level of government agencies and authorities. I think totally the Better Mining Group have conducted 38 face-to-face, one-on-one face-to-face interviews, and also 11 focus group interviews. So that's a whole lot of work. They traveled around many times through Kolwezi to Lubumbashi and Fongrume and Tank to meet these stakeholders. So during the cooperation, we can see that the Better Mining team was really working hard to collect the data and information as a foundation to inform the next steps. Also, they know very well about the local context, the DRC laws and the international laws and requests, and also has the networking to reach out to the stakeholders, most of the stakeholders on themselves. As the TFM to offer support, provide transparent information, data and documents, and also stakeholder list for their selection, and to liaison them with related stakeholders whenever they need. So the outcome is very good. We would like to say it meets the objectives we have set, and it helped us to better and deeper understand the issue and the risks related to ASM. And also, it actually helped us to develop our ASM policies, which we publicly put in the CMOC website, and also developed the risk management plans and procedures afterwards. Actually, the whole process helped TFM also to deepen and broaden our stakeholder engagement. So through the process, we can better understand the different perspectives of various stakeholders on the ASM issues. And also, this informed us the opportunities for future multi-stakeholder collaboration. So next, TFM will implement the risk management plan we co-developed with RCS Global and the Better Mining team. But we noted that the ASM is a very complicated and commonly faced issue in DRC, which need the collaboration of multiple sector and multiple also stakeholder engagement. Lastly, I would like to see with the our KFM project putting into operation in the second quarter of this year, and the overall completion of the extension projects of TFM by end of this year, CMOC will be the largest co-producer. So the value chain of cobalt is very closely associated with the ASM issues. So we will continue to take our responsibility to support the Better Mining's effort for responsible mining. And we will also continue to explore the multi-stakeholder collection opportunities to manage and meet the risks on our concession. So that's my share. Back to you.
Thank you, Celia, for taking us into the different contribution and deliverables and how the work that we have started with you, including myself, having conducted the baseline study field data collection and also all the reporting and in collaboration with my colleagues from Consult early this year up to now. I'm confident that many companies here already know the work that the MAP unit does that looks more like this type of support that we provide. But on the ASM side, we appreciate and congratulate CMOC-TFM for not turning a blind eye to the ASM related ESG risks that are associated or could be associated to the LSM operations, because it's unavoidable, especially in DRC, that we have to face illegal mining activities, and Better Mining is here to help any other company that find value into the work that we are able to provide in support of your efforts in taking this responsibility. So thank you again. And if any question related to the presentation of Celia, please drop them in the Q&A section. Those that we can answer, once again, we will answer them. Otherwise, we will take them away and come back to you. Now, I would like to talk a little bit on our 2024 objectives, mostly to kind of share again that, as I mentioned in the beginning of the webinar, we have taken the step to expand our geographical and mineral scope, mainly to Madagascar. This has also been shared during our last impact report webinar last June. I just want to reemphasize or maybe share with the participants to this webinar that were not there, that we are expanding to mica in Madagascar. And so please kindly join us in this new journey if you are interested in mica minerals. We are also working on publishing our third impact report. So please look out for our upcoming report to be published by the end of this year. We are also increasing a multi-stakeholder interaction, including, for instance, our work to support different actors around the project to support the implementation of cobalt traceability pilots around the DRC government. It's a work in progress, and we are glad to also have the support of different actors, and Better Mining is a trusted upstream mechanism and has the capacity to support the DRC government in demonstrating that it's possible to trace ASM cobalt. So that's one of our biggest goals for next year, and it's a contribution by all stakeholders. We are also looking forward to a response from RMI in the next 10 days on our upstream mechanism assessment report to renew our accreditation. It has the field assessment has been completed recently, and we are happy to share that it went well. The report will be shared with you. It will be published not later than end of next week. So that's something that will kind of set the tone for our project for next year. I would now like to again thanks everybody for participating and open up, leave the next minute for questions and answers.